Is it running?
Yes.
Okay, so as you well know, we went to a Streetcar Named Desire starring Gillian Anderson at the St. Anne's Warehouse in Brooklyn, and everyone's been asking us about it, so this is our review.
It's a Q&A.
First, Sylvia is going to tell you what happened.
Okay, this story.
Fast.
Okay. Oh. Okay, so we get there, and we bought these tickets super late because they extended it, and so we found out that we could go. So we had back row seats, which is fine because like it's
a small theater. It was in the round, so the last row was the 10th row, so we were okay.
All of these things, it was fine. So they like closed the curtains or whatever, and we're getting ready to start, and then Usher comes up to us and like party of two, and we're like,
yay,
yes, us. So they take us down to the front row, which is like insane, and it's kind of like in like back. Like
it wasn't
side
the back,
corner.
we were just on the end.
But you know what I mean,
and
like
the front row.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, so but like it doesn't even matter because like we can see perfectly, and like it was a big rectangular like
row.
square, and it was fine, rectangular square. I English good, but anyway, so the show starts and the actors are coming on stage, and I'm sitting right on the end, and actors walk past me, and I'm like, this is an entrance.
They were so close that we had to pull in our feet so that we didn't trip them. And so, you know, Gillian Anderson exits and comes on and whatever, right there, right next to Sylvia, right by Sylvia's shoulder,
so
like
blessed.
this.
She was so far away from me.
She was so close. I could see the wrinkles around her eyes. You know, those little
beautiful.
smile lines. Yes, she was beautiful.
Beautiful.
She is as beautiful in person as she looks.
She's tiny.
She's this big.
She's
this
so small.
And she spent the whole show on like 3 or 4 inch stiletto heels.
It was really scary because they did a blackout and she came running towards us, and I was like, if I trip her, so I was like,
yeah, those little heels. She ran out the door,
and I was like, go.
And then she did one scene right in front of us, one of her drunk scenes. It was like literally she was 3 feet away in front of us, and her acting was so powerful and so intense. It was literally hard to watch because it was just happening right there, and we were just like, Sylvia and I were grabbing onto each other because she has such a deep power to her acting. It just comes from the soul. You know, it's just amazing.
At the very, very end of the show, you know, she like gets taken away, and she walked around the perimeter of the whole seats, and she was looking people dead in the eye, and I literally had to look away because it was so hard.
So intense.
She was just like shuffling along and looked so frail and broken.
And she was so close we could have touched her, and yet she's looking everybody in the eye as she walks by.
So hard,
broken person. Yeah, amazing. All the actors were amazing.
The
girl that played Stella was
amazing,
fantastic.
That was the one thing that I really loved, is even though like Gillian, she didn't overshadow them. Like they were all the same, just about like the same level as her, and they were all 100% there.
And the set was brilliant. It was in the round, and the set was this big rectangle that was the Kowalski's apartment. So it had like their kitchen, dining area, and then their bedroom, and then the bathroom. And it constantly rotated like this. So as you watched the show, you saw the scenes from a different perspective over, you know, all over. So
and the lighting was really cool because it was in the round, and so they would do stuff like it'd be nighttime, and so they'd have moonlight, and the stage would be turning, so they would have the lighting turn with it, so that the moonlight would follow around.
Would stay. It was really brilliantly done. Yeah, and at the end, when they did the bows, first they did the company bow with everybody on the stage, and then the lesser actors left and left the 4 main leads, and they bowed, and then they all left, and it was just Gillian. And of course, that's when the audience went nuts. We all got to our feet, and everybody's cheering and clapping and everything. And
we looked dead inside.
We both noticed everybody, the whole cast, they were just exhausted.
They were not
you could tell they were exhausted. They just given 3 hours of their blood, and, you know, left it on the stage floor. She was exhausted. But then when it was just her solo bow and everybody's on their feet cheering, she finally broke into that beautiful smile that we rarely see from her, and it was just beautiful. And she smiled and she beamed and she bowed. And then when she came off to do her exit,
she came off by us again.
She walked right past Sylvia.
And I was standing that time, which means I was even closer. I was this far away from her.
And the lady that was sitting on the other side of me, there were 3 of us in this little end part here. It was this great lady from Brooklyn I've been talking to, and she was yelling, "Bravo, bravo, bravo." And as Gillian went walking by, she was yelling, "Bravo." And Gillian turned and looked at us and smiled at us, and the lady yelling, "Bravo," at the 3 of us. It was pretty epic. So overall, I'd have to say that there are some life-changing theater performances that you are, some reason or another, fortunate enough to see in your life, and this was one of those. It really was outstanding. All the Gillian love aside, every aspect of this production was mind-blowing, and I feel so privileged to have been there and seen it, really. It was just simply, I'm still having a hard time even making coherent thoughts about it. My poor husband's like, "How was your show?"
Not articulate anyway.
I have a hard time saying how the show was because it was it was it really was that good. It was that good. Yeah, if it hadn't been sold out, I would have gone back. But
I mean, yeah.
yeah. So there you go. Streetcar Named Desire, starring Gillian Anderson.
This close.